Hello, second grade Smarties, and welcome to iReady Math Lesson 23, video number 1. Today, we are going to be talking about reading, making, and drawing pictographs and bar graphs. Last week, we talked about creating line plots, which is a type of graph that helps us organize measurements. This week, we are going to be talking about using pictures and bars to show information. So go ahead and open to pages 208 and 209 in your instruction book. And let's go ahead and start with page 208. It says Parker asks his friends to tell him their favorite vegetable. He organized their answers in a pictograph. So in the graph, we have the title of our graph, which is favorite vegetables. We have our labels at the bottom. So the type of vegetables were carrots, beans, broccoli, and corn. And each smiley face stands for one friend. So letter A says, how many faces are above the word carrots? This tells how many friends chose carrots. How many friends chose carrots, Smarties? We had 4 friends choose carrots. Letter B says, how many faces are above the word beans? How many friends chose beans? We had 2 friends. Remember, each smile stands for one friend. All right, letter C says, write an equation to find how many friends chose carrots and beans in all. So how many friends chose carrots, Smarties? 4 friends chose carrots. How many friends chose beans? 2 friends. So how many friends in all chose carrots and beans? 6. And Smarties, we are using our knowledge of adding and subtracting to solve these kinds of problems. You are still going to be doing addition and subtraction with graphing. So we got to read those word problems carefully. Letter D says, write an equation to find how many more friends chose carrots than beans. Ooh, if we hear that word than, what are we doing? We are comparing. So we are comparing carrots and beans. We want to find out how many friends chose carrots than beans. So we want to use those 2 numbers to make a subtraction equation. With our subtraction equation, what number are we going to start with? We're comparing friends that chose carrots and beans. What number are we going to start with, Smarties? We're going to start with 4, right? Because 4 is our greater number. And we want to know how many more friends chose carrots than beans. All right, so there's our carrots. How many friends chose beans? 2 friends. Okay, remember, Smarties, we know what is the same. Both labels have 2 in them, right? That is what is the same. But we want to find what is different. What is the difference in this equation? 4, taking what is the same, finding what is different. So 2 more friends chose carrots. All right, let's look at page 209. It says a bar graph uses bars to show information. So just like the pictograph, we have a title. Our title is favorite vegetables. This tells us what the graph is about. On the side right here, it tells us the number of friends. So it has a scale. It starts at 0, just like a ruler. It starts at 0. And it goes in number order. Sometimes bar graphs will count by 2s, some will count by 5s, some will count by 10s, but for this example, it's going in number order, counting by 1s. And then the bottom is just like the pictograph. It has our labels for what each bar shows, but what is different is that it shows the number of friends using those bars. So we draw a bar up to the number of friends that chose carrots. The information shown in graphs, this information is called data. Think about when we talk about your iReady diagnostic data. It shows your data in a bar graph. So you are looking at your data on a bar graph. So for number 1, it says, how are the favorite vegetables pictograph and bar graph alike? How are they different? So I want you to tell me in this section right here, I want you to go ahead and pause the video and write, how are pictographs and bar graphs alike? Go ahead and pause the video and answer that question. So something that is the same about both graphs, what do they both have in common? Look, 4 friends chose carrots. In the pictograph, they use pictures to show how many friends showed carrots, but the data is the same. So we can say both graphs used the same data. But what is different about these graphs? Think about it. A pictograph uses pictures. A bar graph uses bars. So we can say that they show the data using different tools. The graphs, or you could say models, the graphs use different tools or models to show data. So they are telling us the same data. They are showing us the same data, but how they show us that data is different. To show the data. Period. All right, Smarties, that is it for iReady Math Lesson 23, video number 1. Remember to keep that growth mindset. Good learners do challenging things, and I will see you tomorrow with another video lesson. Happy graphing, Smarties.